And welcome everyone to Love Through It. I am your host, Lianna Nielsen.
Hi, I'm Claire Burns. That's my intro. I can't say my name without a little excitement.
That's awesome.
Sure.
Okay. I feel like you have to bring that, right?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And I'm Claire Burns.
Claire Burns. I'm not on NPR, so I will bring some excitement. Even though I'm happy to be. Anyone needs to hire. Percy. Hello.
Oh, if you are watching us on YouTube, you might notice that this is the periwinkle blue, would you call it, episode?
I think that's a good call.
Yeah. And we showed up this way, which, fun fact, not the first time this has happened.
Not the first time at all.
I mean, what year was it? 2022 or 2023? New York City.
Was it that recent? I feel like it was before the pandemic, but maybe.
No, it was after.
No,
it was
post-pandemic.
It was post-pandemic. Yeah. I'd been back in New York.
It was probably 22. Yeah.
We were in Brooklyn at friend of a. Well, no, what's that place called? The vegan place that I was going to attribute to Julia Stiles, but she has nothing to do with it. But I was at a rap party because I was in a movie with her a million years ago, and she and I ended up in a very awkward conversation where we both admitted to like living in the Lower East Side, and she was like, "Oh, have you been to this vegan restaurant? It's my favorite." And I was like, "Yes." But I hadn't, but I was so uncomfortable that I lied.
Listen, that's just general. You know, sometimes in conversation, we just have to.
Butcher's daughter.
There we are. Butcher's daughter.
There we go.
Here's what's so funny is the Butcher's daughter there's one here in LA.
Oh, right.
And in fact, there's a old lesbian party that happens there.
Ooh.
And actually one that's happening tomorrow night that I was on the fence about. This is interesting.
Well, this is 100% your sign to go.
I know, right? I'm like, hold up. I think I had not, I mean, I recognized the name before, but I was like, well, maybe I just saw it on a list or something. But no, it was it's an outpost.
Julia Stiles' favorite brunch spot.
Sorry, Julia. Love it.
Well, now, guys, Claire's on the hook. She's got to go to this party, and she's going to tell us about it next week.
Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I went to it shortly after I moved because it's like a monthly or quarterly, whatever. But I went by myself and I got a little overwhelmed and I left. So when I went before, I was like, okay, this is the space I want to be in, but I just need to be, it's hard to go by yourself. So I was like, okay, I just want to have friends. So now I've got a number of people I can reach out to.
I love that. Great.
So, to see if they want to join. So anyhow. So
you're going to that tomorrow. Now you have plans.
Okay, so I'm going to that tomorrow.
And before we move on, I realized we didn't bring it full circle. Basically, Claire and I met for lunch, and we both showed up wearing like light color wash, like mom jean style, like Levi.
Totally.
A white top, a camel.
A white button down.
No, you're confusing. Once we had a 3-person white button down podcast.
Yeah, we did.
I was wearing a white sweater. I think you were wearing a white button down. Because I saw the picture recently, and then we both were wearing camel colored long overcoats and gold jewelry and white sneakers.
I was going to say, and then white shoes, right?
I think we were both wearing our glasses.
Oh, I think so, for sure. It was very. What continually surprises me with that photo that we took, because we obviously had to document.
Of course.
Hello. We're like, excuse us, please take our photo. In my mind, you were very tall.
Everyone says that to me.
Right?
Everyone said I would go to castings.
Tall person energy.
I do. I don't even feel like I do, but I time and time again would go, and
Yeah.
when you're an actor, you go, and often they have to show your body and you have to talk about your height. And this would be a casting office I had been in many times. They'd be like, "That's it, 5'5.5."
Truly,
that's it.
It doesn't.
What am
make
I giving?
sense.
What am I giving?
Because what is your actual height?
5'5.5, and I always put
Absolutely not. You're incorrect, and I just want to tell you that. I would say that you're 5'8", 5'9", in my mind.
You know what? I love that for us because as a child, so my mom was a model, and when she was young, for a brief amount of time before she was like.
Which also, side note, my mom was a model too. We talked, but go ahead.
And Claire and I Claire was more of a model. I definitely did like commercial modeling, but
no, we had our time.
I'll drink of water. But I remember seeing these photos of my mother when I was a kid and being like, I want to be a model just like her.
Yeah.
And someone learning somewhere in my youth that you needed to be 5'8". So that was my dream. So maybe you're sensing my dream height energies from me at like 11 years old.
1,000%. Listen, at that state, you said, this is how tall I will be.
Yes.
And that is what you have become in the eyes of many people, but yet not in actual height.
You know what's so funny is this feels like the more like woo-woo spiritual I get, the more I think about how everything is through the lens of our perception, right? So like it's cool that we even realize that we're wearing the same color, but like my idea of periwinkle blue, like this could look orange to your orange. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Our perception is so different and our memories are different. And for the longest time, like it's just so funny to me to think about like, we all think we're having a similar experience, and often we are, right? Like you go on Instagram, you see all the nostalgia 90s stuff, and I feel something. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know what you're seeing through your eyes. I don't know what you're hearing. Like, maybe I am 5'8". Like, if I hadn't told you, maybe I am 5'8". Or like, I briefly dated this guy a couple of years ago, which was a nightmare. And he had really tall.
To do it to get where you are today.
Learned some lessons. And he had also like very big person energy. And I remember we went away together, and I caught our reflections in a window. Mm-hmm. And I realized that I, if anything, might have been slightly taller than him because I'm 5'8".
Right, of course you are.
And I was so surprised. And I known this person for a while. I was like, wait, I'm taller than you?
So strange.
It's so funny. Like, what world was I living in? I was living in him being a tall person.
It's so funny. It's just so funny how the height thing is interesting because I, as a tall person, being 6'1", I know, obviously, there's no denying that I am tall. What I do forget is how a height difference with so many of my friends.
Yes.
Like I have had in the past, like friends who were 5 feet tall, and it's like, okay, well, we know this because my back hurts, you know, like I'm leaning down to hear what they're saying. But like, I have some girlfriends in Nashville, some of my dearest friends, and I think of them like they're shorter, but like not crazy short. And they came out to visit, and we took this photo, all 4 of us standing, and I am literally like I'm wearing my Birks. It's not like I'm wearing heels, and they're wearing sneakers, whatever. But it's like they are all. I don't think of them as the same height, but they're all like one level a foot shorter than me. It's so funny. It looks like I'm on a different plane than them.
And it just seems like mom took the girls out.
Right. It truly does. It's so funny. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I forget that that's how I look with people. But it's also, it could just, you know, I think it was a bit forced. Like, I am
perspective wise also
slightly in front of them, but I am that much taller. But it's still, it's like, what? It's so strange. The whole thing with like, am I seeing the same thing that you're seeing?
Yeah.
I think I remember I have a vivid recollection of standing in my parents' bathroom when I was a kid. Like, but what I'm seeing may be different than I like blew my own mind as a youth, like trying to put my like how do I describe this if someone else is seeing something different, like color and whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My biggest thing thinking about being a kid was sometimes I loved to stare in the mirror at myself, but not for the reason you think. And it was funny, at my grandma's house, one side of her dining room, there was a big mirror, and I wasn't allowed to sit on the side of the table because I just watched myself eat dinner.
Just watch yourself.
And I think my parents thought it was because I was vain, but for the longest time, and then this repeated in like when I went to college and started like drinking too much, and in like my early 20s, when I'd be really drunk and I go to the bathroom and again I'd see myself in the mirror, I'd be like, this is the thing I'm inside.
Yep. Yes.
I'm like, this is the thing that as a kid, I was like, I'm in this thing. Like, that's me. Like, this meat suit, this body, like, that's me. Like, I'm in you. You're the thing. You're the thing.
You know what that reminds me of is, do you remember that lovely show in the 80s? I think it was 80s. I don't think it went into the 90s. Quantum Leap.
No, I'm a little younger, and I was literally like only allowed to watch people.
Oh, yes. Of course, I know this.
I'm like granola child, so I didn't watch cable until like high school.
Well, there was a lovely show. I think they brought it back for a minute. It didn't go very long. But it's also the same thing that happens in like the body swap movies or whatever. It's like they go into the mirror and they're like, "Is this me?" You know, it's like because again, it's you in that meat suit, like it's you in that body, and you're like having to look at the mirror to be like, wait, what do I look like it's what does my car look like, kind of thing. Right
this vehicle
that I'm in. So yeah, that makes sense. It is hard to because there's nothing more annoying than sitting at a table with someone when they're just looking at themselves in the mirror behind you. So I do get that.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
That is,
like there's like an 8-year-old girl who's like,
right.
Oh my God. And I had the kind of Midwestern grandma that would make like Jell-O salad.
Oh my God, of course.
Eating like shaved carrots and lime Jell-O, staring at myself.
Of course, because that's a salad, my friend. That's a salad. You have to have that.
Oh my
on the
God.
side.
I don't like Jell-O after that. I don't put vegetables in that. No, not for me. No offense to all the
like carrots and raisins and
no.
Right?
No. Weird. Oh my gosh. Last week we talked a lot about me, so we need to hear what's been going on with you, but I want to preface it with saying it's been a journey. I I felt so good. It felt so good to be back. Like there's something about sitting across from you, across the world.
Of course. Yes.
and I don't know, talking about things that feel so natural and right and wonderful. And then I had such a vulnerability hangover because
talk about that.
I realized that I struggle to do things just for me sometimes. Like, if there's no bigger, higher, extra purpose. And I also realized that, and I think, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one this has happened to, but I did not grow up spiritual or religious or have much of that in my childhood. And then as a coping mechanism to heal and like myself better as an actress and like help my nervous system and help my auditions, I started to get into like, self-help and then spirituality and meditation first and then kind of spirituality. Meditation was the gateway drug for me.
Yeah.
And I developed this whole other part of myself that was kind of quiet and secretive and just mine that really took over my life at this point. And it's so funny that like the person I was even a couple years ago in the world with my peers and the work I did and my podcast and my ex-husband and all the things, I'm a wildly different person now. And yet last week was this really interesting moment of like bringing them together in the world. So like there was a sigh of relief, but also like a lot of imposter syndrome, and then just like you're a weirdo, or like no one, everyone's gonna laugh at you. no one's.
Isn't that a fun feeling? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. So there was a bit of like connection, and I had like a little bit of like a mentee bee yesterday. We're realizing that like I limit myself in all these different ways, and that you can do something because you not only do I feel called like larger than me, but it could be for joy and connection, and it doesn't need to be for something much grander, right? Even if that maybe ends up that way for someone or someone else, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's finding the joy and sharing your joy is, I think, so much more important than we've ever given credit to. Because also, like, that doesn't help on a monetary value sometimes, right? Like that. So it's not given the value it should.
Wait, can I pause for one moment and interrupt you? When
Please.
I connected to my channel today, and I was like, okay, what do you want to make sure I say? Or what do we want to make sure that is known? The first thing was joy is the only metric of success.
Okay. And there we go. and this is why this is hello. Okay.
So if we weren't sure if Claire was a witch, she's a witch.
Listen, I see things, I know things.
I know, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just thought that was so fun and beautiful, and such a wink.
Such a wink. That's such a good phrase. I love that. Having a little wink. No, it's a true, because I think that's, we've only been told that success is a monetary thing, but it's like sharing joy, having joy. And like, I think I said it last week, which it just keeps resonating in my head. What Jane Fonda said about how like hope is the strongest form of resistance. I mean, joy can be in that same, right?
Absolutely.
It's like,
absolutely.
So I feel like just sharing that on a small level, from like your interactions at the store, just being joyful and nice and whatever, like, hello, ripple effect. That's going to help people. So, but you feel better after your mentee bee?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Well,
okay.
I think I am obviously someone who I'm very introspective, and I'm so curious, and I love to grow. And I tend to now know that like where the fear is also where the biggest growth opportunity is. And I do things scared. I'm very willing to do things scared.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is super uncomfortable. So let's go there. Let's like run in that direction. And then, I think I always like to sit with and try to understand why I'm limiting myself, or why I believe the things I believe, because I don't know. I'm a seeker. Yeah. So I feel a lot better. Sometimes, honestly, a good cry.
Boy, oh boy.
Nothing. It's like a good cry or a good poop or a nice orgasm.
Release it all.
Good night's sleep. Like that'll any of those things, right?
Listen, if you can cry and poop every morning, release it, and then just get going with the day.
Truly.
What a dream. I don't know if we want to cry every morning, but it's we'll poop if we can.
You should be. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
We want a good, as a health coach, I would say, at least twice a day if we can.
Wouldn't that be lovely? That's neither here nor there. We won't go down my stool journey.
We can.
Yes. So yes, the sharing, that's something that's been talking about this and talking about sharing and joy and hope and all of that is definitely an underlying theme. I don't know. I'm trying to tie it into like my life, but I think it is. Okay. So here's my thought. Guys, I moved to LA a year and a half ago plus, September of 24, which is crazy.
And if you're just joining us from New York.
from New York. Thank you so much. Yes. Which is always felt like where I would live forever. Actually, someone reached out the other day and he was like, a comedy friend that I knew in New York. And he was like, why are we both out in LA now? I was like, I know, we all just needed to come out for a little bit. He was like, I never thought, like, you're in New York. I was like, I know. It's weird. I don't get it. But I will say the summary.
Please, in 500 words.
We can go back into an outline. But the summary of my time in LA has been, I'm happy I moved. I'm happy. I feel like I'm going in the right direction. I feel like a life that I am hoping for, and believe can be in grasp is close. It's close.
Yeah.
It is not there yet. It is not. It's been a rough year and a half for various reasons. Just the upheaval of one's life,
Right.
It's been rough, but I think the reason why I was saying awkwardly before about the sharing and the joy and the hope and the whatever is that the sharing, I've realized that so much of I've gone from like having besties, right? And having people like being in fake relationships. And I say fake in the sense of like not intimate, but that doesn't mean they're not real, obviously. But going from these like best friend relationships to, I mean, even before we were talking on such a frequency, for doing the podcast and more, it's been really interesting for the last year and a half to not have a consistent or like have a friendship that's that I'm checking in with so regularly.
Yeah.
It's been hard. It's been hard because I don't do things for my own happiness or motivation. It's like, if Claire doesn't do anything in the woods, does anyone hear it? It's like, like, it's interesting. I've been, and it also hasn't helped that like, I haven't been working that much and all the typical things that everyone has said about LA. It's like, you got to make more of an effort to see people. And, so it's like, there's nothing. It's funny though, because after I moved and right before I moved, so many people were like, oh, I mean, at least a year before you start feeling like yourself. Like, a number of people said 3 years. And I said, well, I simply can't. I'm not going to listen to you. And I was like, well, it'll be quicker for me. And it certainly wasn't. So, so I started feeling a lot. I mean, I had some lovely time here and there, but I started feeling like, okay, I'm feeling better about a year in. Like I could feel that switch. I also, something I didn't notice, I didn't attribute enough value to was that I was not doing comedy.
I had a lot of thoughts about that.
I know you did. I think because like in New York, I had been with UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade. I had been so involved with that scene. Yeah. And I was directing before I moved, which was a lovely new challenge. And, but then when I came out here, I was like, well, I'm not going to like the UCB community out here. First of all, it's not much of a community. It's just different, and they don't really, it's almost a negative if you come from New York.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Like East Coast, West Coast rivalry?
Yeah. It's like, and I, there's a part of us, I think, I think there are, listen, I'm throwing myself in this. As a New York comedy person, I come in like, I'm here. Thank you. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Yep.
I don't, listen, I'm not saying it's good. But
I know. Well, it's so hard to live in New York and there's so many people there and you have to work so hard that like you do feel pretty good about yourself when you've kind of made a name for yourself. There is a you're welcome. I'm a New Yorker.
I know. And there is like,
bow down.
Thank you. And there is like, I'm going to say it. This is a controversial take, but the comedy in New York is better than LA because it is hard. Right? It is so hard. It is like, I mean, even before I really even got started at UCB in New York, and I went to, pardon me.
Water break, hold. She's drinking water. Her straw also seems to match our outfit.
Thank you so much. It is. I had granola and I feel like there's an oat that's like tickling.
That's uncomfortable.
It is. But no, I just remember from the beginning of like, well, LA, and that's also New Yorkers looking down on LA, that's what we do. But anywho, like coming out, I kind of was like, hey, UCB, once I got here, and they were like, we don't care. And then like the big school of LA, comedy wise, is the Groundlings School, which a lot of SNL people have come from. So that's, if people are like, that's familiar, but I don't know why. But their style of comedy isn't necessarily something that I thrive in.
Right.
It's just more character, like big character styles. And I also was like, I'm above it. I don't need to spend money and time on another school. Well, guess what? I just need to be in a comedy scene.
Yeah.
I just need to be, and because I don't have my footing 100%, I took a Groundlings class. I did. I went all in. Not all in. I went partially in. And I finally did it. And I loved being in class. I loved having like just that weekly, I mean, it was twice a week for 6 weeks. So I loved having 2 days a week where I just showed up and laughed.
Yeah.
And exercised my brain in that way. And it was just so great. I don't think I'm going to continue with Groundlings, but it felt great to be back in that, like activating that part of me. So anywho, so I think prior to, and I just finished that. So like for a year and a half ish, I wasn't doing any comedy or doing anything creative on a regular basis. And that
guys, and to watch this, I mean, I love Claire and we have many iterations of our relationship, but she was a client for a while. And it's like, this bitch does not listen to me.
I really don't. It's really, but you say that, but I also absolutely listen to you. My actions just may not happen immediately. I may have to sit with it for a minute.
I was like, just connect all the people you know and get back and like do the things that make you feel like you. And granted, you were ready. So, and like the thing is people aren't ready till they're ready and they don't need advice. They need love, right? So like I could say that all day long and you did it when you felt right and you were happy that you did it. And can you please, I got the most wonderful voice note last week. Can you share? Do you mind sharing what you said? What happened?
Of course. Please don't worry about it. So I just finished the Groundlings class, but I'm also doing a scene study class with SAG. Which is the Screen Actors Guild for thank you so much.
Who does not know. And there was something else, but I don't remember. So continue.
So anyhow, when we started this class, we all had to come in with a piece and like just kind of introduce ourselves, a piece like a monologue or whatever. And the piece was funny, right? Like it was a range of emotions, but I obviously brought humor to it. And so the teacher was like, you're so good. And I was like, I'm sorry, bless. And she was like, do you not know that? And I was like, well, there are days. But anyhow, but she was like, yeah, you've got the comedy. And then last week, someone else was doing their scenes, and it's a comedy, and they were playing it a bit more dramatic. Like, there were funny moments because the writing, of course, but like the way they were playing it, it wasn't quite there. And so the teacher was trying to explain. And then after kind of finished, she looked to me and she was like, so what do you think about the comedy of this? And I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Am I an expert? Thank you. And then one of the actors in the scene was like, hey, would you come to a rehearsal and help us with the humor? And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, this feels so good, because I also have found that since working at Mod, the sketch team at UCB, when I was directing that, I like the directing eye of it, and so anyhow, so it just felt really good to be not only validated for performance, but also for just my knowledge of it.
Yeah.
And understanding of it.
Well, it's a thankless job to be an actor, to be a comedian, all of that. And you spend so many years studying and working, and, it's like the strength of your next job is often how it feels. And it's been such a weird time. And I think the thing people don't realize is it's like being an athlete. Like, you always should be in class. You always should be working the muscles, right?
Working the muscles,
that's how you feel like or that's how I would feel that I was an artist in some way.
Same. Yeah. And it's been a hot minute since I've been in an actual acting class.
Yeah.
So I was excited because I think that I continued to come up against the challenge of like, well, I can't like be in class. It's one thing to be back, like being a Groundlings or whatever, because I do feel like that is very much me. But like doing a comedy class, but doing like an acting class, I was like, well, I need to be like thriving more and bringing in more money and doing out in a different way before I can really invest in that. But the positive is, because I've already spent so much money as a union member,
right.
This scene study class is free. So, because it's part of the union offerings. But anyhow, so I've kind of working on my craft was kind of on the back burner. Right. And then there's just that moment, especially this fall, that was like, okay, why are you here?
Right.
Both in the larger sense and LA. And it's like, well, lifestyle for sure, but also like acting.
Right.
Fucking acting. So I thought, okay, I'm going to really invest in myself with these classes at the beginning of the year and then like get me going. So I've been feeling so much better, because I think one of the biggest issues since I've been out here is that I haven't been, not until recently with these classes, I have not been doing things that I'm good at.
Yes.
And so that really drains you.
Yeah. Well, especially, I mean, being recognized, right, as a projector in human design, like being recognized, and it is so on point for you as a projector for people to be like, Claire, what's your opinion, right? Because they're kind of like the experts. Yeah. And being seen and invited in that way is like the most beautiful. I mean, we all love that, right? But it means a lot with your design. And yeah, it's crazy. We're taught, right? We're taught that you think your way out of problems, and like you have to do step 1 to step 2 to step 3 and do what everyone else is doing. And, you know,
it's a linear path.
Right. It's a very linear path. And, you don't deserve this until you have this, and you have to be serious about this for this to happen.
Yeah.
And really, if you prioritize your joy in a healthy way and do the things that make you feel good, that's actually the quickest way to get what you want and what you need and build a life. Because, you know, you attract what you are, not what you want. And the more we spend time, right? Yeah. We attract what we are and who we are being. And if you're miserable and you're looking at your life over there thinking like, I want to make that happen. Yeah, you could like push your way like through it.
Sure.
Aggressively and go a very linear sort of 3D. I'm going to take step 1 to step 2 to step 3. But often if you just listen to the intuition that for some reason I haven't worn this sweater in a while, I was like, wear that sweater so we can be matching, right? Right. You know, like, so not that that's a great example, but if you follow your intuition,
right,
you get there so much faster and you get much more connected to it when you feel good, right? And if you really feel like you can't hear that, I think finding things that you love and joy is a quicker way to that. And it was funny because after last week, I was really connecting with, okay, what do we need to be doing with this? Like, what do I need to be doing? How do I need to be preparing? What is this meant to be? Because again, like we're in such an information age that like there's so much noise out there. It's almost not about what you're saying anymore. It's about the energy you bring to it. Yeah. So here I am being like, how do I show up? I feel called to do this. I feel a nudge, a push. I feel all of the things for us to do this. How do I show up not making noise? How do I show up like fully open-hearted and authentically and like bring the right kind of energy to it? So they're like, okay, these kinds of meditations, this, that, and the other thing. And it was like for Claire, 1 to 3 minutes of joy in any way a day. Yeah. Were you able to do that?
So this morning, shockingly,
amazing.
I already did a little bit. I turned on Robin.
Amazing.
Robin will always be my heart and soul. Yes. So I did like a little singy, dancey, not all out because I was getting ready, but still. So I did a little bit of that yesterday. Yesterday I was doing a little joy because I was doing something for someone else yesterday. So I find some joy in that. So it's a little bit different, but yeah.
It doesn't have to be, you get to decide. It's your joy.
That's true.
You get to decide.
Yeah. So yeah. And I cleaned my space yesterday. So yeah. Yeah, I love that. The best thing about it is that I'm just conscious about it. Like, have I done my joy? Have I done my prescription? Yep. My little 1 to 3 minute dance or whatever, which is nice.
Well,
because I can say that to myself, but it's not going to happen.
Right.
For you, pointing it out, it's like, oh yeah, okay.
And as much as like I will talk about energy and vibration all day, and I know some people will roll their eyes, but we know what it feels like when someone is in a good mood or has good energy, or someone is a creep, right?
That's
if someone's depressed or angry or creepy, you want to move your seat to the other end of the bar, or the coffee shop, right? So it's something that we're all so present to, and when you think about your brain, we all know when you're afraid, when you're upset, when you're depressed, when you're drunk, even, when your state is a little bit lower. I mean, drunk, it depends, right?
Sure.
You can't, the lens through which you see the world is different, right? And when we were talking earlier about like, wow, may not see this blue sweater in the same way you see this blue sweater. I know when I'm not well rested, hungover, eating the wrong things, super tired, I don't see the blue sweater in the same way as when I am well rested. I've been outside, I move my body, I feel happy, right?
Absolutely.
And I think this is such an interesting time that we're living in because there's so many opportunities to feel afraid and to feel anxious and to feel bad. And everything is vying for our attention, right? In an addictive way to pull us down that way. And I think, again, we talk about acts of resistance. joy is one of the most beautiful ways to easily, because we know when we feel good and we feel joyful, you connect to that and try to make a decision when you're in a better state, you're going to get a better outcome.
That's for damn sure. I don't think there's anyone who could argue against that, but we so often forget that that's how we can get there.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because it's not linear, also, right?
No one
is teaching you this in school. It's like, no, hurry up and take a shower and eat your breakfast and get to school and do your math homework. Literally, if we taught children and everyone to start their day connecting to something that made them feel really excited and beautiful and like started to practice that.
Oh my gosh,
could you imagine? Your brain and your body would get used to this, right? Yeah. You would slowly turn into that person without meaning to, because our neural pathways, the grooves, right, in your brain would get deeper. It would just become you slowly. And just think about who you would be in the world, and therefore who would be attracted to you, what opportunities would be attracted to you.
Absolutely.
Like, I always knew, like, I knew I needed to be an actor, but I didn't think it was the end game. Like, it was like,
really?
I never felt like I was really an actor. Like, as weird as that sounds, I spent 15 years of my life doing it, but I was like, this isn't actually the thing. And like, I don't feel like as resonant with this as everyone. I don't feel like part of this. Yeah. And why did I saw myself for 1 second, and it's like I'm 8 years old eating Jell-O salad, and I got distracted.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's so funny. It totally took you out of the moment. You're like, look, it's me.
It's me.
That's so funny. Oh, well, we need to get all the reflective surfaces out of there.
I'm off the soapbox. But okay, I was talking about an actor.
Talk about acting like joy, perspective every morning.
You become this other thing. It's so gone.
It's gone.
Not.
Okay.
Maybe it's
well,
not
that's fine.
It
might come through again. For that, well, it's so funny you say that. I have this picture. I'm drawn to share this. I have this picture of me that's on, and I've shared this on Instagram before. It's one of my favorite photos.
Oh, I love this photo of you. Yes,
little me. She's so she's like, hi, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with my little hands right in front, because also, what do you do with your hands when you're posing for a picture? Nobody knows.
I don't know. Nobody knows. That's how we all ended up with them on our hips.
Hips and with a peace sign. That's the, what do they say? The millennial, like, peace sign in a photo, even though I am older than a millennial, but that's okay.
You're not a millennial?
No, I'm X.
What year are you?
77.
Oh, I forget.
I know. Just like I forget you're short.
I know that picture of us.
And I'm old.
The butcher's daughter. I forget how tall you are. It's so funny. It's like
really quite funny. I know, right?
Like a foot taller than me. And I'm like, but we're in matching outfits.
But look how cute we are. I feel like we are a magazine spread of like, this is the outfit you can wear in any shape and size.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It works for everyone.
It works for everybody type.
Oh my God. That also just reminds me of the era where one of your former best friends told you that you had horrible men's style.
Boring men's style.
And I was like, great. I guess I do too.
Yeah, apparently that's who we. Some would say classic.
Yeah.
Some would say sophisticated. Some would say, yeah. But I also feel like I get so frustrated with that sometimes, because it's like, because there was so I worked for about 6 months last year with an interior designer, just being project management with her, and it just wasn't a good fit in the end for the two of us, and I wasn't great at it. Like, it just wasn't great. But I remember I started working with her the same time I moved into my current apartment. And so I was like, obviously talking about my apartment all the time, and like finding different, I love a peel and stick wallpaper, and like showing her the stuff that I was finding. And she was like, it's so weird, like I wouldn't have put you in with color, like I wouldn't think that you liked so much color. And I was like, why is that? She was like, because you don't really wear like a lot of color. I was like, okay, well, those are two different things. First of all, what I put on my body versus what I want to be surrounded by in my home is two different things. Also, as a 6 foot size 16, 18, there's only so many clothes I can wear.
That's true. That's true.
Like, I can't, but I mean, I've always been kind of, even when I was skinnier, I was wearing, pretty classic, that's more my style. But I was like, I don't know, I was almost like offended by it.
Well, that was like
me being looking to be offended, right?
Right. That was not your person.
No,
that did not bring you joy. That did not bring you joy.
Did not. In fact, it really spun me out for a minute.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. It was interesting. I mean, it goes back to, I think we know right away, right? But sometimes we feel like we have to force things.
Yeah.
And like going back to, I don't exactly remember where I was going, but the gist of it was, I think that our metrics of success are so backwards.
Yeah.
And we spend so much time in our brains that if you right away can connect to like, this feels good to me, this doesn't feel good to me. And again, this isn't like eat the whole cake, smoke a pack of cigarettes, drink a bottle of tequila, feel good, like good in a non-harmful way to you or anyone else.
Yeah.
But you could bypass a lot of BS so much faster, right? And sometimes, I mean, life is life. Sometimes we need to take the job or have
that's why,
Right.
I was like, well, I need a job, and she was a friend of a friend, and it made sense on paper, and it made sense that I would be good at it on paper.
Yeah.
And
you are. Well, yeah, not in that.
I wasn't. Yeah.
Well, you have to kind of be a boss and like a
thank you
contractor.
so much. I do have to be a boss.
Well, that's like your type too. Like you're not supposed to. You're not.
That was a problem. Yeah. I could. Well, various things, but yeah, I realized it's been so long since I've had to start working in someone else's process.
Yeah.
As opposed to having my own process. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, question for you. As we're talking about like your life and what you're like branching out into and what you want and how you want to feel. Yeah, what does feel lovely and exciting, and how do you want to expand? And like you were saying, the version of your life is not here yet. Like, what does that look like? And it doesn't have to be specific, but how does that feel? Like, let's bring something tangible forward for you and like hold you accountable to it, shall we?
Thank you. I need that. Yeah, I think that, well, there's a few
And this also is for everyone else.
Everyone, of course. I'm the proxy for us all. I think career-wise, I think I really liked and it's hard to look back, but I think where I was like before the pandemic, in the sense of like, I was creating, I was booking, I was wanting to do more. I was like, because there's a large part of me, there was a flow. Right. There were things coming to me, just from like either word of mouth or from relationships or whatever, like coming to me, whether it's monetarily advantageous or not, it was, and I really felt good in, obviously, right? Yeah. Like that's not that hard, but I think, I think a combination for me, just on a career path, and then we'll move into personal, a a combination of acting and personality stuff. So like hosting and podcasting and whatever, like, which I haven't been doing any of. So this is, so yeah, I feel good with that. So those are the things. My production design stuff, I enjoy it, but there's some block there. So it's hard for me to pursue that for some reason. Yeah. But if it comes to me, I enjoy it. But yeah. Anywho, so I think on a personal level, I think it's interesting. I found myself just not being able to talk because I don't know where to begin. I think the biggest thing that comes up, and it makes me anxious to say, and that's why I just went mute, is relationship. Yeah. Right. And that's been, that's been up there, but I have not. Somebody say, Claire, you moved West Coast for more of like female, queer community, whatever. What have you done? Thank you. I've been social, and I find like I've gone to different like queer focused events and things. What I haven't done, which is not new to me, but I haven't been great about keeping in touch and keeping up with, and and making that extra effort to see people and do things and whatever. So the positive is that I do feel like a lot of us just struggle with that in general. So even if it's been time, like I can still reach out and be like, hi, remember me, like I don't feel like, well, I missed that, right. But I still have to reach out, and I still have to foster those relationships. And so I haven't quite I do feel like I have a network that I know more people out here than I know in New York anymore. And like I have a wonderful extended network out here. And I have a couple very good core friends, but I don't necessarily have a solid community yet. Okay. And I think that that's something that I want to have. Yeah. Great. Great. Do you want to play around and do like just a silly little exercise with me? Obviously. Of course. Obviously. And this is for everyone unless you're driving, and don't do that. Do it when you get home. Or pull over. Yeah, just pull over right now. It doesn't matter. Stop your day. Stop your day. Stop your day. Listen to me immediately. Listen to us. Let's work together. Okay, close your eyes and take like 3 deep breaths that kind of get you in your belly. And thinking about both things that you brought forward. So the flow of a career, and then, a tight-knit community and a relationship. So we just bring those forward, whatever it is for you that you came up with. Or if you want to think about it later, do it then. But bring it forward and just take like 2 to 3 seconds just feeling into like the best case scenario of what that would be like. Just like let your imagination go for it. Like, ooh, the best jobs and what would be so fun, or ooh, what kind of friend dynamics or people, what do I want to be doing? What does falling in love feel like? Whatever. And just, I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to marinate in that, everyone. I'm watching the clock. And just see if you can just use your imagination to even like make it bigger, whatever it is. It's like, ooh, it could be even better than this. What does that feel like? We have so much fun every week, and this job is the best thing I've ever, just like, don't put a cap on it, right? And giving yourself another, few seconds to get clear on it. I just want you to give me
whatever comes to mind first, like a handful of adjectives for how that would feel. It doesn't have to make sense, but just give like 5 or 6 words that really come to mind when you think about creation of this life in, with jobs, with community, with love.
I have an interesting response.
And the plot thickens.
The plot thickens. Wow. Yeah. And this is not that surprising. The adjective, or thoughts description is that I feel loved. Both career-wise and community-wise, of like, I feel loved and thought of. I think that's like, I'm on someone's mind when I'm not there.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I have been, that's something like, it takes more effort, right? As I've said, to like keep those friendships and work and whatever. And I have been so blessed to have many friends who have invited me to gatherings and parties and, whatever, and think of me on the occasion. But it's like, of course, you hold on to the time when you found out something. Like, I found out a friend who I thought was a good friend, her baby shower I wasn't invited to, which again, who necessarily wants to go to a baby shower? It's fine. But it was more of just the act of like, right. And the people that hosted, I thought I was good friends with. But then, then I get the notification to do the meal train and all the other stuff to help. And I'm like, but that feels weird. But anyhow, I also understand there's only so many, whatever. But it's like just being thought of. And I think this ties in a little bit to, and also in terms of for work. Sorry, do you hear that? That's my neighbor just knocked up here. 2 seconds.
Sure. Should you invite her on the
I
podcast?
love that I just said being thought of. Just a minute.
I know.
Just a minute.
I know. Okay. For those of you I guess why would you leave? Claire's the only one who left. This has never happened. I kind of love it. I can see her front door. She just got up and left. But we can hear her in the hallway. Will we edit this out? I'm not sure. But what I loved about what Claire came up with is that I don't know if the audio will be too crazy to use. I think she made it easier on herself because she only came up with 1 or 2 things. So this is an opportunity to connect to how you feel.
Her body was like, which?
I was just kidding. Okay, wait. I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to come talk. Okay, wait.
I kept talking for a little while and I would have been fine, but we could also hear you.
Wait, sorry.
I kept talking.
I love that. Oh, and I can edit down. I'm so sorry. I love that. So can we talk about the timing?
I mean, again, Claire, if you were worried about whether you're aligned, and this is truly what I think, like when you're aligned, you're just going to get these winks from the universe all of the time. And I think we already got one with our shirts, our outfits. And the fact that the butcher's daughter, and then literally as you were saying you want to be thought of, your neighbor who's a good friend of yours rings your doorbell. Like, stop it right now. Yeah. You can't make it up.
That was crazy. I saw her walk. The joy of this apartment in Los Angeles is that I have tons of windows, and I'm sitting in the corner and I could see she was walking back. Her sister's in town right now. So they were walking back and I was like, oh, interesting. They're here. And then apparently her sister rang my doorbell and then they ran into her apartment. They rang in and left. And they're like, haha, that wasn't us. So, okay. So here.
Actually, that's even cuter because there was
so
literally cute. But like in the grand
it was just to say hi.
There was no reason. It was just to say that we're thinking of you. And
Yeah.
you literally, well, and what's beautiful about that, Claire, is that you already have that more than you realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we fixate on like,
Yeah.
fixate on the moments where it's like, why aren't people, why isn't that person? Or why wasn't I invited to that? Or like, but then I got to tell you, I'm invited to things and I don't always go.
No,
So
no,
like,
you are the queen of disappearing.
I'm the queen of disappearing. And I'm not great about going to parties anymore.
I get
don't know
that.
if I ever was. But it's, yeah. It's like so nice to be included, but like a friendly acquaintance who I would know plenty of people there and I know I would have had a lovely time. But like, and actively I was like, Claire, go to this will be good because you'll see people. It's like, to fill your own cup, but also like remind people that you're here.
Yes. Yes.
And then I just simply couldn't leave the house. It was her birthday. That's last weekend. I just simply couldn't leave. But so be it. So anywho.
Well, I want to bring it back. I want to bring it back. And I think the great thing about what just happened though is you only really had like 1 to 2 words, which makes this exercise easier, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to create more of that in your life, it starts inside of you first. And I think as humans, we always, I mean, we've had Hollywood, you're in Hollywood, right? What we have been brought up on is that like someone's going to come and save us. We're going to win the lottery, or like, especially as an actor, right? Yeah. You're going to get the one job,
one role,
famous, or someone's going to pick you out of the crowd and make you, you know, whatever, see you and promote you as a secretary or whatever. All of like, you see those, one in a million stories, but like there's a part of us that feels like someone else is going to give us the thing.
Yeah.
And yes, that happens less frequently. Frequently, it does happen. But if you want to get there faster, you have to create it inside of you first. Yeah. So, I tricked you. And everyone listening, whatever word, like pick 1, pick 2, however, whatever feels most resonant. Yeah. And again, I extend the joy practice to all of you because we become what we practice and we attract what we are. Right. And literally this takes a minute or 2 of your time. So if you continue your joy practice, and what would I, got for her and what I shared was like, just spend 1 to 3 minutes a day feeling as much joy as you can. Like put on a song, dance around, hold your dog, like look at a beautiful painting, do something sing in the shower, do something silly that actually like that you're creating this for yourself, because again, you'll start to feel it more naturally in your life. Right. And it will change who you are. And at the same time, if you want to build this life that's based on, freedom, abundance, gratitude, love, peace, whatever it is, you need to set aside and practice that, feeling love, loving yourself, thinking about things. And I remember when I started doing Joe Dispenza's work, there's a lot of this kind of thing in it. And I am wildly different. My life is wildly different. I swear by this. And he would kind of push you into these like extreme, like kind of embodying these like big heart opening experiences. And for me, one of the ways in for a long time was I'm really, really close to my I was gonna say I'm really close to my paternal grandmother who has passed, and we are still very close. And she's just like, we just have always had this bond. And when she was alive, whenever I can see it and I can hear it. When I would go to her house at any moment, she'd open the door and be like, "Oh, Lianna!" And she'd throw up her hands and she would just gush. And it wasn't for me; she'd do it for everyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you knew her, you came over regularly. Yeah. It was just this outpouring of this love, like her opening. And I would just sit in the feeling of what it felt like. And because she's passed and I don't get to feel it in physical form anymore, I would just continue to amplify that. And that would be so heart opening. So it doesn't matter. That really allowed me to feel love. That would that was like a really, like, is there anything off the top of your head? And if there's nothing, you can bring it back to us next week. But for all of you, is there anything like that comes to you that really a memory, a thought, an idea that makes you feel loved?
Wow. I got to think on that.
Great.
I got to think on that because I don't, because I think I think I hesitate because it's like to feel loved feels like it has to be an action from someone else.
Great. Well, you've been loved in your life, so we can find it, right? We can find it. And the thing that's going to trip you up is that, and this is for everyone, that this feels really easy. Oh, this is very simple. The act of it, your brain is like, nope. Or your brain is going to come up with ideas and they're actually not going to make you feel. Like you almost have to feel around in your heart for these memories. Or I went to the Atlantic Theatres Conservatory to study acting. Yes, classically trained. Yes, darling. And it was a very, very heady acting technique. And the third step of it was you had to create an as if. And it was the idea that you needed to create, like you would distill the scene to like an action, right? And you kind of understand what was going on and what was like underneath it. And then in your mind, you had to think of a scenario that you believed in your life could happen, because they were very against like mining your past, because that over time can create, like you just sort of use up the memory, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? You can do that with pain. I don't think that happens with love. Like if it's a loving memory, I disagree. But anyway, if you can't think of something, think of a scenario that's believable is what I'm saying. Do it as if for this. And your homework is to come back. I want you, everyone here, to just spend honestly a minute to 3 minutes every day. Yeah. Like it will feel like eternity, but I promise you I've done this type of thing for like a better part of an hour. You will get there. And what you're starting to do is embody the life that you want now, so it comes to you faster. So because everything we want is always a little bit here, right? And we wait for it to like come reach and bring us up. It's like, no, you can do this on your own, right? Yeah. And I think this would be really fun. I'm like tricking you into doing homework and like
I know I love that. That's my favorite thing to do. Homework on me. No, I don't want to do homework for other people, but for me, on me.
But I think if you really commit to doing this, I think it would be really fun for everyone to see. Because like, listen, whether you believe in magic or not, which life is way more fun if you do. Like we've already had 3 incidences of it on this podcast today, right? Yeah. We showed up wearing the exact same color, which is it's not like we're both wearing black, right? This is the only article of clothing that I own that is this color of in between like blue and purple, right?
I can't tell you the last time I wore this shirt.
No, me neither. And I literally was like, wear that sweater. I like put on another sweater. I was like, no, wear that sweater, right? So there was something that like wanted to make this a fun moment, right? And then the butcher's daughter, and then are you kidding? You're like, I want to feel thought of, and your doorbell rings. Like that's insanity. That's insanity. That's insanity.
It's insane. It's truly insane.
So what I think would be really fun and like a way to like use the scientific method on everything I talk about is like if you start doing these things every day, and at best I'm asking for 2 minutes of your time, 1 minute of joy, 1 minute of love. But hey, if you want to be an overachiever, let's do 6, right?
Sure.
1 to 3 minutes.
Sure.
And then
I like the 6. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I love that. And this is again for everyone.
Yeah.
I want you to come and just see if you notice differences in your day. And this is for everyone. If you do this first thing in the morning, your day will have a different trajectory. 100%.
I mean, 1,000.
100%.
1,000%.
I want to hear about like the little winks, the synchronicities that happen when you start doing this. Because like in real time, let's create Claire's dream life together on this podcast. Mm-hmm. Like, why not?
Okay.
But
I think that sounds like a plan. Let's do that.
Right? I mean,
no, but I love that.
Is like it. Hey, it might be easier than we think. And
Yeah.
the thing that we forget is like, I think the narrative is like work really hard and suffer, and then you get, it's like, no, there's no unhappy ending to a unhappy journey. If I'm going to quote art this, like we're in some sort of Airbnb and there's a pillow that says this. But like,
Exactly. Please, we'll embroider it on our periwinkle
put
shirts.
it in the bathroom.
Yes.
Yes. But truly, it's like there's no there. And it was so interesting because I was reading something that inspired me today, and I was going to share a couple of things, and I'll only share one because it's pertinent. But all your power is in the now moment, right?
All your power is in
we only ever have now. And the problem, and if we want to like zoom out and talk about the state of the world, it got there because our attention has been bought and taken over, right?
Ooh.
And we are not there, right? Most people spend their time going from on autopilot, like waking up on autopilot and going from one thing to the next the entire time. Like you are already anticipating the next thing when you're there, right? No one's actually here and now. And the beauty is, sure, you want to think about the future. You don't want to just like wing everything. But at the same time, you only ever have one right next step revealed, and that is only available to you now, right? And if you, and what you'll start to see, because I'm tricking you all right now too a little bit, is what you'll start to see is that you create things like love and joy, and then more of that will come into your life, but there's now going to be less of a separation because you're creating it. And just like we perceive the world through our, whether we're happy or sad or whatever, right? The more you connect to things like love and joy, you will start to see that you're in charge of that perception. You're in charge of how you respond. So everyone do this with us. Just try. Give me 2 minutes of your day. Just try.
Come on.
Just try. And just one foot in front of the other. Just experiment with what it feels like to open your heart. And you know what's so crazy is even 2 minutes might feel hard if you're not used to it. Sure. And your brain will want to get involved. And your only homework is, it's like you're training a puppy. So it's like, nope, sit back to love, back to love. It's almost like meditating. It's no different, right? With meditating, you're focusing on something, and this is a focus on love or joy or things that bring that, right? And it's a practice of that energy. And whether it's,
and it can be active. It doesn't have to be
quiet. As long as you're connected to, it can. I just want you really feeling the feeling. And just try to amplify it. Like, feel it. Really feel it. I mean, you're an actor. Yeah. We kind of like that, right?
I can feel.
Exactly. We can feel. And everyone else, at one point you thought acting looked cool. This is your one opportunity. Do it in your bathroom. Do it while you're getting dressed. Like, feel it.
Ever.
And I want to hear next week how it went.
Okay.
And I'll do it too. I'll feel, what do I want to feel more of? I've been trying to, I had this interesting experience this past week where actually there's this book that I just got that little quote from by this woman, Sarah Landon. And it's one of those things where I kept getting the message to bring this podcast back. And I really didn't understand why, because I felt like, what am I meant to do? I don't want to make more noise. And I got all the fun signs. And then during that sort of in-between period, I got the intuitive hit to listen to a podcast I don't normally listen to. And the second episode was this woman, Sarah Landon, who's also a channel, and she had a couple books. And I was like, let me just read her books. So I read one of the books and I was like, oh, she is affirming everything that's happened to me. Like, look at this woman. She's helping people. She's written books. She's not crazy. People aren't going to think you're crazy. Who cares if they do? But she'd talk a lot about how she was helping the world, right? So I was listening to one of her books, and there was there were these meditations throughout it, and I tried one of the meditations, and it was all about expanding your power and light and love and just making it bigger and bigger and bigger. And after a couple of minutes of that, the kind of shy, quiet, people-pleasing, nice girl in me was like, oh, I couldn't possibly take up that much space. Like, it was so uncomfortable to think about what it was like to, like, be more powerful and step into more power and radiate more love. And the whole time it was like I'm in this meditation with myself, but like quietly being like, sorry everyone, like, sorry I'm taking up space, like putting more love, sorry. And it's like, put it up to the moon. I'm like, sorry moon.
Sorry
like,
moon.
Down to the ground, like, oh, sorry, pardon me.
Sorry for existing.
Put a little more love in there, right? And then after I got out, I was like, girl, that's not great. Like, oh, I'm sorry, don't look over here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, not good.
And obviously it translates to this whole experience. So yeah. I will continue to practice like feeling what it's like to take up genuinely heart open, loving space and owning that, which gives me the ick big time.
I think that also translates to this podcast.
Yes, it does.
That absolutely.
It does.
The concern or your second thoughts on this is taking up space. It
is. Oh, Claire, I'm excited. For this journey we're going on. And I was thinking, I don't want to do any, like, we have an Instagram for this podcast, and by no means do I care about putting clips. But would it be fun to put a couple of the pictures that we talked about in correlation with, like, maybe the one
the clips,
this one, and maybe, I don't know, do we need a screenshot of us wearing the same color?
I also have to do that, and then yes, obviously,
and the one of us being like Mutt and Jeff.
I know. It's like it's one of the only photos, if not the only photo of us like in person touching, like hugging.
That's so crazy.
Right?
That's so crazy.
Because even the times before.
That was also the day your sister pushed you down from the
No, different day.
You're right. It was the same trip.
Different day.
I was in New York. Yeah. Well,
we did not take a photo that day because my sister knocked me over. I broke my foot.
Week. That's next week.
That's later. We'll talk about that again. I mean, we definitely talked about it previously, but we could, talk about it again. No, that was a different.
That's true.
Yeah. Was in I think that was 2023. Yeah. So I think it was like the year before or so when we were matchies at Future Starter.
Well, I think that could be fun. So maybe if we feel up to it, there might be actual pictures of this that you can enjoy.
Pictures, and also like maybe put up the homework or whatever.
Yeah, that might be good.
Or like, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we're feeling our way into this, but we just want to be with you guys, and we just want to make the world a better place. So we're glad you're here. We love you. We can't wait to hear what happens to your life when you feel a little bit more joy or love or whatever it is. So let us know what it is. So maybe that would be a good reason to put it on the Instagram so people could tell us.
That
comment. Would be fun. Yeah. What is it?
And
Love Through a Pod?
Legit. I was just sitting here. I was like, what the hell is the name of it? I think it was
it's been like a year and a half.
I know.
We'll link it in the show notes.
We'll link it in the show notes.
Oh, Claire, I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm so happy to be doing this together. And I'll read one more thing that will close it out.
Please.
Which true creation has no agenda. So we are here to just create love from our hearts. And that's something I need to keep reminding myself, that we are all worthy of joy, worthy to do what we love.
No agenda. We're just sharing. Yes. Just sharing. Making the world a little less big.
Yes.
By sharing.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. All right. Thank you.
All right.
We love you all.
Love you.